I'm Laminack, and this isn't what happened in sports. Let's start in the NBA, where Houston Rockets' Sterling Brown was seriously injured after getting hit with a bottle at a strip club in Miami last week. That is the worst bottle service I've ever heard of. Brown's teammate Kevin Porter Jr. was also at the strip club and had to sit out a few games for violating the NBA's health and safety protocols. Man, if Porter can just grow a beard, gain some weight, and average about 30 points a game, the Rockets might have them a future disgruntled superstar on their hands. An Ohio bar owner says NBA games won't be shown at his business until LeBron is expelled from the league for the things that LeBron James said about a police officer in Ohio. What a weird way to tell people you're closing for good. From the world of the NFL, some NFL teams are reportedly concerned about drafting Alabama wide receiver DeVonta Smith because he weighed in at just 166 pounds. If only there was a team with no standards. When asked where he wanted to play, he said anywhere as long as it's warm. Smith looks like he skipped body day. The Cincinnati Bengals had splashy promos revealing their new uniforms made, which look just like their old uniforms. And you know the saying, you can't change a tiger's stripes, and always bet the under with the Bengals. In other sports news, Kazmar Jr. has been called up by the Atlanta Braves after spending the last 12 years in the Braves minor league organization. 12 years around the minors. The hell, even Matt Gaetz is impressed. Ohio State is suing fashion brand Marc Jacobs for trying to trademark the word "the." As in, this is the dumbest court case I've ever heard of. How fragile is your ego, Ohio State, where you have to emphasize that you're the best state college out of Kent State, Akron, and Dayton? This week, UFC fans were heard chanting, "F*** Jake Paul! F*** Jake Paul!" Finally, something this country can unite over. The fight between Jake's brother and fellow YouTuber Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is back on, by the way. The rules allow Paul to weigh 30 pounds more than Floyd Mayweather for the fight, but Mayweather has to promise not to actually kill Paul at any point during the fight. Paul's initial request to be able to tag in his brother Jake was denied. I feel like at this point the WWE is just like, this is getting ridiculous, Jake. Logan, chill. Mayweather said, and I quote, "The match will be shorter than a YouTube clip." To which Logan Paul responded, "Whoa, you can count?" The PGA reportedly has a $40 million pool of money to pay players based on their social media popularity. And in related news, Jake Paul has announced he'll be joining the PGA Tour. First up, he wants to fight Dustin Johnson. Athletes at the Tokyo Olympics will be banned from all forms of protest on the podium, up to and including dying from COVID. And finally, former Olympic champion Caitlyn Jenner has announced that she is running for the governor of California. Jenner hasn't released her entire platform yet, but she is promising big changes ahead. Well, I hope if she wins, there's a smooth transition. I'm Laminack. This is not what happened in sports. Daddy's making a YouTube video.